GoogleAdsStrategy.com.
Hello and welcome to the Google Ads Strategy Show, where I answer your questions about Google Ads. I am Kyle Sullerud, and by the way, if you appreciate what I'm doing with this show, please head on over to iTunes and leave a review. You know that's the deal, right? I'm sure you listen to other podcasts. You know that it's time to leave a review. So go do that now. Unless you're driving, pause the show and just do that and then come back. Okay, don't be stingy. Go leave a review. Today, I'll be answering the question, what is the search term report? So the search term report is a section inside Google Ads. I don't think it's really called the search term report officially, but it's a section to see your search terms. So when you're in your account, you go to the keywords section, and then you'll see another link that says search terms. And you click that, and you'll go in, and you'll see all this amazing data. The search term report is one of the most important things that you can pay attention to in your account. Well, why is that? Well, it's going to show you the search terms that led to people clicking on your ad. Now, these are different from keywords. You set up the keywords in your campaign, right? You say, I want to show my ad to people searching for these keywords. Well, the keywords that you target are not always the same as the search terms that people are actually typing in and triggering your ad. So it's very important to pay attention to the search term report. When I find problems in people's campaigns, a lot of the time it has to do with the search terms. And they're getting traffic from a particular search term that just is of low value to them. So they've added a keyword that they thought would be good to target. And Google has decided that a particular search term is going to be triggered, is going to have ads triggered for it. And this happens no matter what match type you're using. If you're using exact match keywords, phrase match keywords, and especially broad match keywords, you're going to get traffic from things outside of those actual keywords that you've added. So very important to pay attention to, because what Google thinks is a related search term and what is actually a good search term are often very different things. So you could be running a campaign for a year and your ad is showing up for something that you would never want your ad to show up for. The only way to know that that's happening is to look at the search term report. So once you're in the report, you can look at all kinds of different data for these specific searches. You can see how many impressions they're getting, how many clicks, what the click-through rate is, how many conversions you're getting. Basically, any data that you can see somewhere else, you can see in the search term report. You can also segment this report. You could segment it by device, and you can see if you're getting searches for a particular term more frequently on mobile versus computer, stuff like that. You can segment the information by device. You can also segment it by network, which is the splitting out the search partner traffic. And you can look there if you have a search term and virtually all the traffic you're getting from it is from the search partners network, there might be something off there, and you'd want to pay close attention to that. So what you can do with all of this data then, either actually looking at the numbers, looking at the results and seeing how these search terms are performing, or just using common sense and figuring out if this is actually a good search term or not, what you can do then is add or remove these from your campaign. So if something is bad and you don't want it there anymore, that's when you'd add a negative keyword. And you can add this as an exact match negative keyword if you just want to stop exact instances of a search term from triggering your ad. Or you could maybe shorten that search term. Okay, maybe there's a word in there that really tips you off to think that I'd never want my ad to show for anyone that included that particular word in their search. In that case, you can just add a broad match negative keyword using that particular word. It'll block the search term that you found, and it'll block other similar search terms that are using that same word. So that's usually what I'm doing when adding negative keywords, is just adding a specific word that I have found within the search terms. Another thing you can do is actually add these keywords to your campaign. So if you found a keyword in the search term report that wasn't already a keyword in your campaign, that means the keyword in your campaign is causing your ad to show for several different keywords, right? Several different searches are triggering that particular keyword. Well, that's not the best way to be able to optimize. I like to have as many keywords as possible added to the campaign so that I can adjust if necessary for specific keywords. And I can't do that if there are 100 different search terms all being tied to the same keyword within my campaign. So if I find a keyword that is good, that I want to have in the campaign, what I would do in that case is add that as an exact match keyword. And again, the only real way to do that, the only way to know that that's happening, is to look at the search term report. So super important search term report. You should be looking at this every time you go into an account. Look at it, look at the all-time search term information. And also, once you've done that, you can just start looking at a shorter date range. Just set the date back to whenever it was the last time you looked at the report, and just look at the new stuff that's showing up on the report now and deal with it appropriately. So that's what I have for today. Hopefully that answers your question of what is the search term report and gives you some instruction on how to actually make use of that information. Again, my name is Kyle Stullerud. This is the Google Ads Strategy Show, and I will talk to you later.